They're looking like they've seen a ghost. What good, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Big Syn. I am here with the homie J-Blaq. What's good?
Well, you know what's good, man. Dude, it is NFL Sunday. Sunday.
No, you'd rather look at our big heads than Matt Hasselbeck's big head, which just got a very big close-up on ESPN a minute ago and scared the shit out of me.
Yes, and only on this show will you ever see, on a good NFL show, will you see a Doom poster in the background of the host, okay?
Oh, wait, and hold on. Don't forget about the Godzilla poster right there, too.
And the Godzilla poster. You'll never see that on ESPN.
Oh, wait. And then you got the fandom.
There you go. You won't see that on any NFL show, ever. Except this one, damn it.
Yeah. Anyway, we are here with our Week 10 predictions. But first, before we get into what's going to happen, let's talk about what happened. And for the first time in their franchise career, the Cleveland Browns are now 0-10.
They sure know how to make history in Cleveland, don't they? I mean, they drop a 3-1 lead in baseball. They win a 3-1 lead in basketball and win the championship. And now they're just sinking to new lows.
At least Cleveland has LeBron, okay?
The Indians had a loaded team. Well, I mean, a loaded team that didn't deserve to be there, but a loaded team nonetheless.
They were a loaded team unless they were compared to the Chicago Cubs, who are a loaded team.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, come on. And the average age on that Chicago Cubs team is 24.
Yeah, right? A young, hungry team. Young and hungry can sometimes always outplay old and bought, I guess. I don't know. I know the other half of that is. But the Cleveland Browns, all right. I think Hugh Jackson's not going to have a job at the end of this year.
Which sucks because it ain't his fault.
So, well, I would have believed you had he not decided to change his quarterback at the end of the first half.
Well, RG3 will actually be cleared to play next week. We'll see if he sticks him back in.
Well, yes, let's stick RG3 back in before he's still ready to go, because that's gone well before.
Hey, you never know.
No, we know. We know how this goes.
Hey, I'm trying to.
America knows how this goes.
The Browns are going to finish with a 6-10 record. No,
just as sure as the Jared still gets checks from Subway, it's just as sure if they put an RG3 too early that it's going to be a disaster.
Hey, the Browns are going to finish with a 6-10 record. I guarantee that, like you guaranteed the 49ers record at the end of the season.
Oh, God. That guarantee only holds water probably in San Francisco. Sorry, Niners.
It don't even hold water there because you failed 2 weeks ago.
Hey, we can go 9-7.
You still got the Patriots on the schedule.
Oh, fuck.
8-8. And that game will be the first time Tom Brady has played in his hometown since being drafted in the NFL.
It might be the first time that what's his name? Oh, goddamn. It might be the first time LeGarrette Blount goes for 300 yards. That's what I'm worried about. You talking about first time he showed up in his hometown. Fuck.
Tom Brady's going to throw one pass in that game. The rest is going to be handoffs.
Yeah.
Here you go.
We're not going to stop him.
See ya. All right, let's get this schedule started. We are going to start off talking today with the team who's probably going to win the AFC West because the Raiders can't beat them, against a team who's trying to resurge in the NFC South, which is possible because that division is still a little. We got the Kansas City Chiefs against the Carolina Panthers. Where do you see this going today, Mr. Granger?
The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Carolina Panthers. Is Alex Smith back this week?
Alex Smith is starting this week.
Oh. It's one of those things you have trends. You know, you always have to go with the trends here. Now, if Kansas City loses this game, it's not going to really hurt them that much because the division race is that close still.
And Oakland can't beat them.
Oakland can't beat them. That's just about right. With that said, Carolina's streaking right now. What is it? 2 victories in a row? Well, no, they lost last week.
No, they won last week.
Won last week. So 2 in a row. They won 2 in a row. That was the game that the first one was where Cam was wearing the Joker outfit.
Yeah.
And Carolina needs this win more than Kansas City. I think Carolina comes out firing. I think they ekes out a low-scoring win. What do you think?
I think I actually have Kansas City in this game. I don't think they're going to even chance Oakland running away with the division. Because Oakland's schedule is a lot weaker than Kansas City's. And plus, Kansas City also gets Justin Houston back today, and he's coming out the rain holy hell down on that offensive line.
Well, as long as Cam Newton doesn't get his head knocked off, I think the Cam Newton will be fine.
But that's why I just said Justin Houston's back. He's going to rip Cam's head off.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
You know you don't do to Justin Houston?
What?
You don't dance.
Yes. Yeah.
Let Cam score a touchdown and dance and watch what happens after.
Yeah. I'll ride with the Panthers just this one time. I hate the Panthers, but I'll ride them just this one time because they're at home too. I'll take that into consideration.
All right. Next, we are going to go with the AFC South battle. The Houston Texans visiting the very disappointing Jacksonville Jaguars. Will Jacksonville get their offense on track today?
If they do, this will be the game to do it. The Texans defense, although statistically still a top 10 defense, has not looked like a top 10 defense. I mean, they've done things in bunches, but there's times where that defense just doesn't perform to expectations. With that said, I look for this to be a high-scoring game. I think 35-31, Jacksonville. This is going to be the game that saved Gus Bradley's job. This is pretty much we're at gimme games at this point. The last half of Jacksonville's schedule is very soft. They still have to play the rest of the AFC South, plus a couple cakes, But if Jacksonville doesn't win this game, I don't see Gus Bradley having a job at the end of the season. I mean, it's already in jeopardy as it is, but I mean, this will really solidify it.
I think this is the week that Jacksonville's defense actually gets going. Brock Osweiler has been less than impressive as the Texans head quarterback. I don't know if the pressure of the situation is getting to him or he just not that good this season. DeAndre Hopkins has not had a great season, which everybody predicted he was going to be a number 1, number 2 receiver this year. Lamar Miller is coming back from injury. So I think Jacksonville's defense will carry this game. I think Jacksonville pulls it off, maybe a 28-21 type of deal.
Okay. Sounds fair. All
right, next is my upset special this season. We got the Denver Broncos, who will be beaten by the New Orleans Saints today.
Yeah, that is an interesting game at this point in the season, and I'll tell you why. The Broncos' remaining schedule, I'll tell you right now, hold on. Broncos' remaining schedule, you have the Chiefs twice, the Raiders, the Jaguars, the Titans. So they got to run through the Chiefs twice. The Chiefs twice. What is it? Twice in 5 weeks.
That's rough.
They just came off a rough loss against the Raiders.
This sketch of games for the Broncos could take them out of playoff contention.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a team that has been able to stop Drew Brees from being Drew Brees this season.
And it's at New Orleans. You don't beat that team at New Orleans.
Yeah, it was. What is their schedule? I mean, what is their standing? What are they?
The Broncos are 6-3, and the Saints are 4-4.
They could very easily end up being. So let's factor this. So if they lose to the Saints today, we know they already have a tough time with the Chiefs. They could end up out of the playoff contention just by playing the Raiders again the Chiefs and the Broncos. I mean, and the Saints.
Yeah, because they split their season matchup with San Diego.
Yeah,
it's not a good look for the Broncos right now.
And it's that whole thing. I haven't talked about this. I said that it was a bad thing for them not to trade for Colin Kaepernick when they did.
John Elway didn't want to spend the money.
But he also didn't want to spend the money on Brock Osweiler either. So now you're in a position where you have an elite defense, you have 3 good receivers, you have a decent running back core, you have an O-line, but you have no quarterback. Oh, and a tight end situation too. They got rid of their tight ends. They got some. We're working off of rookies right now, and they're working off a situation to where you have a system quarterback who's about as good as Matt Castle. About Matt Castle and Trevor Siemian. You got Paxton Lynch that doesn't look any better. This could very well be this. I don't think that the Broncos make it to the playoffs like this after looking at the rest of the schedule, because if you can't score points to keep up with New Orleans, and nobody stopped Drew Brees, how are you going to stop him? How are you going to win this game? Because the only way to beat New Orleans is to keep up with them.
Another issue is, again, Aqib Talib is not playing, so Brandon Cooks is going to have a field day.
Yeah. That receiving core of New Orleans is the most legit receiving core since Warren Moon's Houston Oilers receiving core. You remember Ernest Givens, Haywood Jeffries, Drew Hill.
Don't forget that this Saints team now trusts their running game, which Denver has failed to slow down.
Yeah. As I said, you have a statistically good defense that, when put to the test, does not look good at all.
This game could get out of hand early.
Yeah, it can be bad. I mean, they're going to have to. Denver's going to have to keep up. If they can keep up, then I can see them winning, coming out with it at the end. But if they can't keep up and their defense can't stop Drew Brees, this is going to be bad. This is going to tell a tale for the rest of the season.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Now we're going to move into probably one of the worst scheduled games of this week. Got the Los Angeles Rams and that defense against what I just read on the ticker on SportsCenter. Bryce Petty making his first start against that Rams defense. Good job getting a rookie killed.
Well, he's not exactly a rookie, but he's not exactly played a game either. So, I guess he's an NBA rookie. I mean, because in the NBA,
they're putting him in against a team that tried to decapitate Cam Newton last week.
Oh.
Wait, let me rephrase that. Against the latest team that tried to decapitate Cam Newton last week.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. This is really going one of two ways. This is going to be either a low-scoring shitfest of a game, or somehow Bryce Petty turns into the second coming of Joe Namath, which I doubt that's going to happen. I mean, then again, the Niners did shut out the Rams at the beginning of the season, although the Rams have been a completely different team since then. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, well, both teams have been.
You're the one. The Rams are the 1 in the 1-9 of the Rams. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I want to introduce you to the 1 in the 1-9 of the San Francisco 49ers, the Los Angeles Rams.
You know what could be? You know what could be so bad about this whole thing?
What's that?
Is that by the time that the Patriots and the wait a minute, the Patriots only lost one game, right?
Yeah, the Patriots only lost to the Bills in that Jacoby Brissett game where he shouldn't have played.
Yeah, so this could literally be the one time where the two teams play with the completely opposite records of each other when it comes time to play each other. 9-1 and 1-9. But anyways, like I was saying,
this game is so boring. We're talking about a future game between the Patriots and the 49ers.
I mean, it's really going to go two ways. I think Dennis Green said it best. The Rams are who we think they are. They're a good defense with a running back who hasn't really shown. He's shown flashes, girly shown flashes this year, but not consistent flashes to where you can say, I'm the man running back. He's no Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, he's also hobbled with a hamstring injury.
Yeah, which is also true. I mean, he's not even been playing as good as Lamar Miller because of that hamstring injury. That tells you a lot about how the hell the Rams are winning games. What the fuck is going on in LA?
So we're talking about how they're winning games. They've only won 3.
How the hell did they win 3 games?
They beat Seattle.
Exactly. Somebody tell me, it wasn't like 10-9 or some shit like that?
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's move on to something more relevant. I'm still going to call him Matty Meltdown because I don't think he's going to make it through the playoffs. We got the Atlanta Falcons going against the crashing, burning West Philadelphia in Philadelphia. I think Matt Ryan might struggle today against that Eagles defense.
Oh, let me see. I'm looking at some statistics here. Let's see. I gotta look at. I want to look at the 2 different schedules here. So the Falcons have had some trouble this season going against teams with halfway decent quarterbacks. They barely eked out a win against.
Really a halfway decent quarterback the way he's played the last 4 weeks.
Yeah. But this is the thing though. So now, oh boy, hold on. All right, so Wentz, I can't say he's elite. I think he's got those blues. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that rookie struggle where he's not consistently playing. Andrew Luck went through it his first year, but the thing is that Jim Caldwell put him in a position with the running game, his first year, to make up for it. Philadelphia doesn't have a running game, and the lack of being able to control the ball like that is very dangerous to a rookie when you're trying to progress him in doing certain things. On the other hand, though, let's see here. So against top-tier quarterbacks, the Falcons eked out a win against the Raiders. They've eked out a win against the Saints. Well, they beat them by 13. They beat the Panthers by 15. Beat that vaunted Broncos defense by 7.
The Broncos weren't ready for that game.
Yeah, they weren't. But they lost to Seattle in a one that went down to the wire. They struggled against Phillip Rivers. They eked out one against the Packers, and they beat the Buccaneers by 15. So this tells me that either they're going to lose by 2 or win by 15. That's literally all the last 8 to 10 weeks. 8 weeks have been either.
Well, it's at Philadelphia. Carson Wentz, for some reason, seems to sail the ball a whole lot.
Yeah.
And Atlanta's defense has been opportunistic this year, so
it could be bad.
I'm picking the Falcons in this game.
You know what? Let me see. How many of the Eagles lost in a row?
4.
I think they fixed the schneid this week. They're gonna have to. If they want to stay caught up in this division, they don't really have a choice. Because here's the rest of the schedule. Seahawks, Packers, Bengals, Redskins, Ravens, Giants, Cowboys.
With what we said about the Cowboys last week, with their current schedule coming ahead of being a little bit beefier than their previous schedule, because their first 9 weeks, there's like, what was it, a 34% win percentage combined throughout their first 9 teams they played. I think that game at the end of the season could be another one of those. Comes down to the division with the Eagles and Cowboys.
Yeah.
And that's all, and I'm saying that not thinking the Giants are going to make a comeback.
Well, the Giants are going to need to, and so you have nothing but division games towards the end of the year, minus the Ravens game. And
the Ravens are playing decent football right now.
Yeah. So I mean, you gotta look at that going in. I don't know. I think you're right though. I think the last week is going to determine who from the NFC East is going to get into the playoffs, and I don't think it's just going to be the Giants, the Cowboys and Eagles. I think the Giants and the Redskins play each other at the end of the year too.
Yeah. And what I think is the winner of those 2 games will be in the playoffs, both of them.
Yeah, exactly right. Giants and Redskins play each other at the end of the year. should be interesting for the NFC
And
East.
that is right now the best division in football.
Yeah, hands down.
All right, we're going to move up to a game between North and South. We got the Chicago Bears against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Chicago.
This game here comes from you don't know what Tampa Bay team's going to show up and fuck a Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler's playing for another contract. You know this. I know this.
He's playing to be the starting quarterback in San Francisco or Miami next year.
Yeah. Remember the last time Jay Cutler was playing for a contract, he led them to the playoffs only to be like, oh, my thumb. I can't play no more. I sprained my knee. Sprain? Yeah, I'm limping a little bit.
I cracked my ass. I heard it was come out my ass after I ate a burrito, and I don't know what it was.
Cost some people their jobs and shit. Fucking motherfucker.
This game, this is what Mike Evans is active today.
Yeah.
So Winston gets one of his targets back, but Vincent Jackson has been as inconsistent as he's been the last 4 years.
Which is odd because last year, Vincent Jackson was his most reliable receiver when he was healthy. It's just that the asterisk is when he was healthy. He was only healthy
games last year?
Yeah. In those 6 games, Vincent Jackson was the best receiver in the NFL, oddly enough.
But you got to remember, Mike Evans showed out last year, too. And Mike Evans really hasn't been the same this year either.
Yeah. I don't know. It changes when your offensive coordinator becomes the coach.
And I'm still going to go back to my complaint. Why the fuck did you fire Lovie Smith when he had the team running at a better plateau than they were beforehand?
Well, you know what it was. They were afraid that the guy who's the coach now was going to get signed by the 49ers. So
that is what it is. I think Tampa Bay wins this one today just because of home field advantage, and I don't trust that Chicago defense.
I think Tampa Bay wins too, but I also want to I'll save it for the later when we talk about our bold predictions. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so next, this game at the beginning of the season, my pick for this game would have been considered an upset, but given the trajectory of both of these teams, I think it's a solid pick this year. We got the Green Bay Packers traveling to Tennessee, who are getting Derrick Henry back today and Kendall Wright back today. I think Tennessee beats this Packers team this week and gets the.
Woo! I'm just looking at this game. If I was in Vegas right now, it's a game I wouldn't even touch on a bet.
Oh hell no! I wouldn't touch this game on a parlay.
Because this game is literally a toss-up. Because the way that Tennessee's uptrending and Green Bay's downtrending, they're meeting somewhere in the middle, and it's the middle of a ton of fuckery. And so, and let me tell you what we're looking at here with the Vikings. The Vikings are one of those teams that, the Packers are one of those teams that I don't think they're going to make the playoffs either.
Yeah, you see, while you're looking at that, let me put this into perspective for people. This season, we might see a playoff that is not regurgitated from the last 5 years. We could see the Broncos, Packers, Steelers, Bengals all missing the playoffs this season.
And it would be insanity. Fucking insane. Hold on. I know I'm eating. I'm sorry. I'm hungry.
It's all good, man.
All right, this is what we got. The Packers are sitting at 4-4.
And the Titans are 4-5.
We have, after this Titans game, we have the Redskins, Eagles, Texans, Seahawks, Bears, Vikings, and Lions.
I think you're looking at 7-9 for the Packers.
Yeah. I think they can pull off 3 wins. I think they can beat the Bears. I think they can beat the Vikings in this state that they're in now.
I think the Lions beat them.
Yeah, I think the Lions beat them. I think if they're uptrending, the Redskins can beat them. The Eagles can beat them. The Seahawks can beat them because they're going to be fighting for the division. Texans might pull out a sneaky win too. Yeah,
because the Texans they gotta fend off this Tennessee team.
Yeah.
Because this Tennessee team gets hot with getting their weapons back. Their defense ain't bad.
Yeah.
And Marcus Mariota he just needs his confidence to step up a little bit like he had when he played in Oregon.
Yeah.
Because right now it seems to me that he don't trust his legs as he used to.
Yeah. And
I don't know if it's because last year when he broke his leg against New England or what it is, because he's never faced injury before.
Yeah.
He just needs to get it back.
Yeah. I mean, the consistency has been Mariota's biggest caveat. When he plays well, he plays well. But when he plays bad, it's ridiculous.
Well, think about it. Last year when the season started, he threw what? 4 touchdowns against Tampa Bay week 1 and then threw 4 interceptions week 2.
Yep. I don't know. But now we got. I mean, I think the Packers. No, I can't even say the Packers. I don't even feel right-handed that the Packers are going to win because I don't know. I would say,
like you said, in Vegas, this is a game that people don't touch with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. Not unless you're crazy or a fan of one of these two teams, you don't touch it.
And to go back on that Buccaneers game, I just seen on the wire that Doug Martin is active today.
That's going to be interesting. That changes things right there. But I think you're right. I still think the Bucs are going to win. But as I said, I'll say my bold prediction for when we go. But yeah, if I have to pick a team, I mean, it's a toss up. So if I'm going to pick a team, I'm going to pick the Packers just simply because of Aaron Rodgers. That's really the only thing that I got.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you're gonna ask who's gonna win a game and come back from behind and win it between the two teams, I have to put my money on Aaron Rodgers.
All right, I got you. All right, now we're gonna move to the game again with two teams trending in different directions. We got the Minnesota Vikings, who were the last undefeated team, are now looking at a 5-3 record. They've lost their last 3. Taking on the Washington Redskins team, who looked like they were just going to be shit this season, but have turned it around to actually have a winning record.
Yeah.
Right now.
For the Redskins, they're going back to the level that they were the last half of last season. Doing the right thing, but they caught on a lot quicker than everybody else did, you know. For the Vikings, however, the chickens have come home to roost.
The defense has gotten exposed the last 2 weeks.
Badly. And the defense,
for some reason, they forgot how to tackle.
Yeah, I'm like, what? This was the number 1 defense in the NFL 3 weeks ago. What the hell is going on? Well, 4 weeks ago, I mean, because they had the bye week. What the hell's going on in Minnesota?
I mean, you have the blatancy of what happened last week hanging over their head. With Golden Tate catching that ball, the corner completely whiffing, another corner whiffing, and then Golden Tate just doing a flip into the end zone.
Yeah. I mean, Sam Bradford is doing his thing, managing the team. He hasn't done a great job, but he hasn't done a bad job either. You can't put this on Sam Bradford. The lack of a great
lack of a running game in an offensive line.
Yeah, lack of a great running back. They needed to find where Toby Gerhardt is and see if they can re-sign his ass again. Because at least when he was there, when Adrian Peterson went out, he was putting up numbers. Vikings Diggs is not performing like he should on offense.
Well, it's because Sam Bradford don't have enough time to let him develop his routes because that offensive line is soft.
Yeah, and I still think that Sam Bradford is still playing with only half of the playbook at this point in season 2. I mean, that offense there that normally is very complex. And, I mean, when you see Teddy Bridgewater, you rarely will see the same play 2 or 3 times in the game, where in the Vikings game, you've seen the same play 2 or 3 times with maybe one small modification. I have to go with Washington because you have to go with the trend. They're fighting against.
I think Kirk Cousins will be all right in this game. Deshaun Jackson is playing today.
Yeah. Vernon Davis has been a beast too.
Yeah, he had a resurgence since joining Washington.
Yeah, and you think about that now. The Washington's fighting for a playoff spot. They're fighting for well, I can't say that. They're fighting for the division. They don't want to end up in the same situation they ended up last year, even though there was a home game. They they were still far behind. This is the opportunity based off of what division that they're in. The winner of the division, I believe, is going to get the week off. Is going to get the first round bye, and that's something that Washington would probably definitely covet, and would love to have. I think Washington is going to be playing hard for the next 8 games. They got to. They don't really have a choice.
Yeah, I think Washington takes this one. All right, we're going to move on to a team that is really shit, but somehow they're 4-4 against a team that could be 9-0 this season, but in the early part of the season, they did not know how to win. We got the Miami Dolphins at San Diego, who are playing for a new stadium.
Yeah. I was going to say Kirk. Now, Phillip Rivers this season has been doing what he normally does, but it's taken it to the next level this season.
But he actually has a good running back and an offensive line that is not being interchanged every fucking week.
Yeah. I can't even argue. I can't argue with none of that. Let's take a look here. Hold on.
While you're looking, I have a quick injury update for you.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
In that Packers Titans game,
yeah,
Jared Cook and Clay Matthews are both out.
Ooh, boy. So there is no pressure, well, barely any pressure going to be on Marcus Mariota.
And don't forget that Clay Matthews is the guy that you use to cover the tight end.
And stop the run.
And the Titans have one of the best tight ends in the game.
My boy on the 49ers. We should have paid him some money, but you know. But you
guys had Vernon Davis, so you really didn't need him.
So here's a thought. Another news update for you. 3 hours ago, it is official. In Tuesday, the ballot initiative for the new stadium in San Diego failed. So you might be seeing the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers.
That does not sound right. Fuck, man. Why can't I don't get okay. I don't understand this. We're gonna go into stadiums real quick. Because if I have a feeling you're like me, I think San Diego's gonna win this game.
Yeah.
I think Phil Rivers has a big day, and I think Melvin Gordon continues his dominance.
Yes, and Antonio Gates keeps defying Father Time. Let's put that out there too, because that's exactly what he's doing.
So with these stadiums, Oakland has already proven that they do not want the Raiders there. But for some reason, Roger Goodell's trying to go above Mark Davis's head and keep them in Oakland. Now you got San Diego, who somehow, some way, gets more away fans than they do their own fucking fans in that stadium. I remember when San Diego was a proud franchise. It wasn't that long ago.
No. And you know what's funny? It started when Stan Humphries took them fools to the Super Bowl. And after that, they were in a position where they were able to get, you know, there were some bad years where they were able to get some good draft picks, but the fan base was there because they knew that this team could be great and this team could be a playoff contender. And this team could be good. And they were a playoff contender. Yeah, they ran into the buzzsaw called the New England Patriots.
And I was going to say that, you know, LaDainian Tomlinson sitting on the sideline in his helmet crying.
Yeah. Yeah. But
for the last 15 years, you can almost look at any NFL franchise and say, because of New England, they have issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, like I said, that's why Arizona has issues this season because they've proven how team like New England's proven exactly how you beat Arizona, and the teams that have won have followed that recipe. I don't know why San Diego doesn't want to have the Chargers there. I don't know what it is, but I think that they're being very ignorant about it. I mean, this is a team that probably, when it comes to Southern California, has really has revitalized Southern California when after LA had moved out and went to St. Louis, and then the Raiders moved out, that was the football team in Southern California was the damn Chargers. You know, and they performed well for the thing. I mean, when the Padres got their new stadium, the Padres were crap.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. When the Padres got Petco Park, because I was dating that chick in San Diego, I remember I went to the opening of Petco Park. The Padres were crap, and they were a crap franchise up until recently.
Well, they're crap now again. So
again, but that's what I'm saying. But you see what I'm saying though? Like, this is why you need to stick with your teams. You know, I mean, the deal for the new stadium for San Francisco was done before Jim Harbaugh became the coach of the 49ers.
Yeah.
It was done. And we had some bad years prior to Jim Harbaugh becoming the coach of the 49ers.
Well, so you had the whole Mike Singletary Debo shit going on.
Yeah. And so you can't say, oh, our team isn't performing well, that's why we're not supporting them and trying to get a new stadium. No. This team has brought jobs to the community. These teams have made it so that people that can't get a job anywhere else can at least have a job 4 fucking months out of the fucking year over at fucking the old Jack Murphy Qualcomm Stadium shit, and these motherfuckers want to fuck it up.
Well, why? And my other question is, that stadium only seems to be hosting the Chargers.
Exactly.
Why ain't they doing what other stadiums do? Bring in boxing, UFC, wrestling, concerts, any of that shit. It seems like San Diego just don't give a shit about their fucking franchise anymore.
That's what it seems like. So that's why I said if you don't want them gone, give them to a place that wants them. Give them to LA. Hell, if the Raiders fucking move and go to fucking Vegas, hell, they could become the Oakland Chargers. Let's just spin this shit. Let's just,
God.
Musical fucking chairs. Fuck it.
Okay, we're going to stop you there because you're going a little over there, okay?
Or fuck it. Let build a stadium for my Niners in actual San Francisco. The fucking the Chargers can become the Santa Clara Chargers.
Are we going to call them the Silicon Valley Chargers?
Exactly. The SB Chargers, damn it.
You want to know what's funny about that? That actually makes more sense than the 49ers being there.
Yeah, damn Santa Clara Chargers. Santa Clara 49ers. That's it. These aren't my San Francisco 49ers. These are the fucking Santa Clara 49ers. That's exactly what the fuck they are.
Well, this is actually a really good segue, my friend, because we are getting ready to talk about your Silicon Valley 49ers heading to Arizona to take on the Cardinals this week.
I don't know. I don't even want to talk about this game, but that's
okay. I know. Arizona's going to run for 300 yards, and Carson Palmer's going to have 400 yards passing.
That's why they pay us the YouTube dollars. So this is San Francisco. I beg of you, if one of you fuckers on the 53-man roster ends up watching this fucking video, you listen here, okay? I want you to take Jim O'Neill's defensive playbook, put it in the fucking shredder. Start there, okay? I want you to then call Bill Belichick and I would talk to and see if you can get the defensive playbook from him.
From Matt Patricia?
The only thing that is going to be able to save your motherfucking asses from this ass whooping that we're about to receive. Fuck. I mean, Colin Kaepernick is the only person that wants to be a San Francisco 49er. God damn. I'm pissed. I haven't seen Carlos Hyde play. Where the fuck is Carlos Hyde at? He's injured.
Carlos Hyde is active today.
He's probably going to get killed. That ain't the fucking point. Colin Kaepernick, it seems to be the only 49er. Well, no, let me rephrase that. Jeremy Curley wants the damn ball too, but for some reason, he's getting double covered. Why the fuck are
he's the only person who Blake Bortles threw the fucking ball. Blaine Gabbert threw the fucking ball to the first 6 weeks of the season.
Yes, and he's getting double teamed. Who double teams Jeremy Curley? Why are they wasting valuable defensive resources on Jeremy Curley?
Well, obviously, if they take Jeremy Curley out of the situation, guess what? The 49ers have no offense.
But meanwhile, Colin Kaepernick has passed for like almost 400 yards in one game. Yes, it was a New Orleans defense, but our defense is worse. So no, okay? everybody wants to talk about it. Oh, it's against New Orleans defense. They have the number 28 defense. Our shit is literally probably ranked 33rd, okay? Because if you compare the defense from the first half of the season to the second half of the season, we've gone obstinately worse, all right?
Alabama's defense is better than the 49ers defense.
You better believe it. I think Western Michigan University's defense is better than the goddamn 49ers defense.
Hey, they're 10-0. You can't knock them.
Exactly. My fucking God. This is the problem that I have. Okay? I'll get past. All right. And like I said, I told you last week, Chip Kelly's offense works. The problem is it doesn't work for 4 quarters. It's either that, we're not controlling the game for 4 quarters like we should, because at least when Chip Kelly was in charge of the Eagles, he controlled the game for 4 quarters. Okay? Remember, he was the last person, the last coach actually to give Bill Belichick a real run for his money in a football game when 2 healthy teams going against each other. You remember this.
Yeah, the Eagles beat the Patriots.
Yeah, literally only team with full health against full health team gave the Patriots a run for their money and beat them. And Chip Kelly's offense did that. And the reason why it was able to do it is because it works. We don't have the personnel. We don't have the consistency on defense to be able to control the ball so that we don't get put in situations where Chip Kelly's not used to. You know? We got this fuck nugget of a fucking defensive coordinator who I can coach a fucking better defense than he fucking can. I'll show you my fucking playbook on Madden. It fucking works, okay?
Oh, shit.
Now you think about this, because the last year, the Browns, right? They literally went from the worst defense. They were the worst defense in the NFL. You know who the coordinator was for the Cleveland Browns? Jim fucking O'Neil, the same fucking defensive coordinator that's on our fucking team. And so now the Browns have like the number 15th or 16th defense since shipping that motherfucker to us. They gift wrapped that motherfucker. They're like, you can have this shit. You know what I'm saying? They probably
said, you don't want them no more. You take them here.
Yeah, they probably sent some cash considerations, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? Some cash in a bucket. Like, thank God you wanted this motherfucker, because we sure didn't want this motherfucker. God damn. God damn.
Okay, are you done? Are you done venting about the 49ers finally?
Yes.
I know you've been holding that in for a few weeks.
Yes, I have. God damn it, shit, fuck. I have fucking Tourette's when it comes to when I watch the 49ers on TV, I suddenly get a case of fucking Tourette's. God damn it, shit, fuck. It comes out every fucking 3 fucking minutes.
So
with all that said,
so I'm gonna take it you're picking Arizona?
No, I'm gonna be a stupid ass. I'm gonna pick the 49ers. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because just as frustrating and shit fucked as my 49ers have been the entire season, so have the Arizona Cardinals in these last 5 games. They are not consistent. The only thing they can do is run the ball. If you play fantasy, if you play FanDuel and you play DraftKings, the number 1 running back on that motherfucker is David Johnson. He costs the most. You know why? Because regardless of what fucking defense he plays against, he seems to perform. I don't fucking know why. He's like Ezekiel Elliott. He's impervious to matchups. So this is literally the best matchup that David Johnson can fucking have. Carson Palmer hasn't been the same. Larry Fitzgerald is questionable. At least that's when I last checked this morning.
Yeah, he's not even on the injury report today, so he's good.
Oh, well, fuck. Oh, well, never mind. Let me refresh that because Larry Fitzgerald caught two touchdowns with their backup quarterback in the last game. Yes, Blaine Gabbert played them the last time that they played. But I think that Colin Kaepernick is good enough to make this competitive. If the Niners lose, it's going to be very fucking close. But Colin Kaepernick is going to have a great game.
Okay. So we're going to move on to what At the beginning of the season, you wouldn't be an upset alert, but right now you are. You got the 7-1 Cowboys going to Pittsburgh to play a Pittsburgh team that desperately needs to win.
Oh man.
I think Pittsburgh is back on track this week.
It's that matchup thing. That's the one thing. It's the matchup, bro. I don't even know. Like, two teams that are trending different ways, but they're trending to where they're still going to meet in the middle. Cowboys have been streaking ever since week 1. After that loss to the Giants. Steelers, when at full health, have been dangerous but cannot close the deal. I think Dak Prescott ends up looking vulnerable in this game. I think the Steelers win it, but I think that is going to be a very, very exciting game.
Yeah, it'll be the best game of the daytime games this week.
Yeah. I don't think
Theo Brown gets back on track because I don't think Dallas' secondary can handle him. Where the hell is fucking the running back, D'Angelo Williams?
He's there. They put him on passing plays. He's been lining up in the slot.
Okay, that's an issue. D'Angelo Williams needs to be in the backfield. I get LaDavion Bell is the best running back out there, the best running back in Pittsburgh. What D'Angelo Williams does that Bell does not do is bully the defensive line.
Yep.
Le'Veon Bell, he runs around the defensive line. D'Angelo Williams runs through the motherfuckers. And to beat the Dallas Cowboys, you got to run through that line.
Yeah. And you're also going to have to find a way to stop Ezekiel Elliott. It's the only way they're going to be able to do it, because if Dak gets into a rhythm, even when Dak is not in the rhythm and if something happens, Ezekiel Elliott steps up.
Well, here's the funny thing that I just read on TV.
Yeah.
Tony Romo is being listed as inactive today, but for some reason they are sending all his equipment to the stadium.
Oh, okay, because
So
I'm like, what's going to happen if what's going to happen if Dak Prescott gets injured? Who's the quarterback then? I don't even know who the fuck their backup quarterback is.
I have no idea.
They better just make that motherfucker active and hold a clipboard. That's all I can fucking say. Things happen in Pittsburgh. People get injured. Ask Carson Palmer about that.
Yeah. So I'm picking Pittsburgh in this game.
Yeah, me too.
All right, now we are going to move to the best game of the weekend. We have the Gronk Spike.
Yeah.
Going against the Legion of Boom.
Game of the week, probably the game of the year here. Game of the year potential.
The last time these two met, Super Bowl.
Yep.
Pete Carroll finally won the championship for the Patriots by not running the ball. Malcolm Butler became the franchise corner of the Patriots in one play.
Yep.
Tom Brady sliced and diced the Legion of Boom in that Super Bowl. It's in New England, okay? Seattle coming off a very long game last week with Buffalo, a very physical game with Buffalo last week.
Where they cheated to win.
Where they had their balls were deflated more than fucking Nerf football. Then don't forget that they're on a short schedule going to the East Coast. 2 weeks ago, they had that overtime tie with Arizona. Right now, all the cards seem to be falling New England's way. What do you think?
If Seattle doesn't cheat its way to win and try to hurt somebody in order to achieve victory, this is going to be an ugly game for Seattle. This is going to be the reality check game for Seattle. I just don't see any way that Seattle wins this game unless they hurt Tom Brady or they hurt Gronk. I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see it at all.
But I forgot to mention, Dion Lewis is active today.
Yeah, that's even worse. I don't see it at all. I don't see how they pull this off. I don't see how Seattle can win this game. I just don't. There's not a scenario again outside of hurting Tom Brady or hurting Gronk, because we know that New England's receivers adapt, and Bill Belichick will adapt his offense to run one wide receiver and two tight ends.
Well, don't forget, we also have Martellus Bennett.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said don't piss off Bill Belichick, because he will make you pay. And that's going to be an exciting matchup. The Bennett brothers going against each other.
No, the Seattle's Bennett is out for the game.
Oh shit, that sucks.
Which is a big. And I just seen Tyrann Mathieu is not playing for Arizona today either.
That's going to be interesting too. Patriots by double digits. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I got them by 14. Like I said, unless Pete Carroll is a great coach, he'll try and keep the ball out of Tom Brady's hands. But what people don't realize, and what they're not talking about with this Patriots team this year, is statistically, their defense is one of the top 10 in the NFL. By New England standards, we have a bad defense.
Yeah.
This will be the first game we play with Jamie Collins not being on the roster in a couple years. But then again, what happens when Bill Belichick has 2 weeks to prepare for a team who's been beaten up, and a team that's coming into your hometown?
Yeah, I think they're going to make Russell Wilson run around like crazy. I think that's going to be the thing to get him out of his comfort zone, and he's not scrambling like he can because of that hip, that hammy. So he still got that injury lingering. It's always on the injury report as probable and stuff like that. So
should be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I think this is going to prove that this game in itself is going to prove that. I still think it's a Super Bowl preview, because regardless of how bad Seattle probably going to look in this game, I still think that they're the best team in the NFC right now. Patriots by the That's about all I can say. It's going to be bad for some people. So.
And now we're going to move on to the Monday night game. We have a very beat-up Cincinnati Bengals team taking the trip to New York to play the Giants, who are a weird team to predict this year. Because Eli Manning, he's Eli Manning. You don't know which Eli Manning is going to show up. Odell Beckham, you don't know whether he can keep his emotions in check, because we do know that the Bengals defense likes to fuck with people.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a team that's 3-4-1, the Bengals, going against a team that's 5-3 and fighting for a playoff spot. We got a team. The Giants are on a 3-game winning streak.
And even though the Bengals' record is under 500, they actually still have a chance to win that division.
Yeah, because they're only 2 games. If they would have tied and would have actually won the game 2 weeks ago, then they would be tied with the Steelers.
Yeah, and Baltimore at top.
Yeah. 1 game behind the Ravens. And I mean, if we're going to pick him, I say the Bengals sneak it out. That's my prediction.
I'm inclined to agree with you here, but I don't know if I can trust the Bengals to win a Monday Night Football, because it's a playoff atmosphere. We all know Marvin Lewis in playoff games. How that man still has a job, I have no fucking idea.
Because he gets tickets, and you have to ask.
Oh,
I said he sells tickets, sir. He sells tickets. The Bengals have been the best franchise. Well, let me rephrase that. For that region, he's been the best franchise. I mean, think about where he's at. They're in Ohio. Okay. For football, there hasn't been much to cheer for in Ohio. You know it. I know it. The NFL knows it. So if they can sell some tickets and get some people some jobs and then lose the playoff game and get people's hopes up, by all means do so. Hey, I have no problem with it. I have a question about the longevity of it because everybody's talking about fire Marvin Lewis and if he doesn't get to the win a playoff game and shit like that. There's just one question that you need to ask yourself.
What's that? Given
the Bengals team and the way it is now, what would change if you changed the coach?
Well, if you change the coach, you might actually get some discipline on that team.
But who would you replace him with?
Matt Patricia or Josh McDaniels?
I have one more.
I still don't think, the personnel-wise, because they lack an identity since Jay Gruden left, I don't think that the
I have one more.
It's all going.
He's like, I'm video bombing you, sucker.
I'm saying, right? Little girls.
So I'm taking over.
So, given the way that this offense is built, it's not built like Bill Belichick built the team. Because even as good as Josh McDaniels and Matt Patricia are in their respective jobs, they're not the GM of their team. You know who the GM of the Patriots is? Bill Belichick.
Belichick. He's the only coach in the NFL who actually does both roles good.
Yeah. And you have an owner that's willing, that gives the keys to the man. You know what I'm saying? Without question. There is no way, unless they need to, if you're going to do something like that, you're going to have to change philosophy. I think the only person that could probably even win with what they have and turn shit into sugar, well, let me rephrase that. Turn sweet and low into sugar, because they're not shit. They're a good team. They're just not a playoff winning team. But the only team that probably would do something like with that would probably be like a Harbaugh. Even like a Lovie Smith. But that's some real finagling. But that's literally I got to hand the keys over at that point and let them do them. You know.
Who are you picking in this game?
The Bengals.
Bengals.
They got no choice. I mean, they got to win. They have to win. They don't have a choice. If they lose this game, given the rest of their schedule, let's look at the rest of their schedule. Hold on. Since I'm on, I was actually looking at that. Games. Let me look at the games. No, not the damn Broncos games. The fuck. Let me talk about the Broncos.
Did you mean
all right,
Cleveland?
So here we go. What we have here, okay? We have the Bills, the Bills, the Ravens, the Eagles, the Browns, the Steelers, the Texans, and the Ravens. They can't lose this game. They can't. They go 3-5-1. 3-5-1. Let's say if they did lose this game, you have to find a way to beat an angry Rex Ryan, whose Bills team can run off, still run their matchups even against the run are still good. You have to beat the Ravens twice. You have to beat the Eagles. You have to beat the Browns. And what you know between the Bengals and the Browns, that is never a gimme game. No matter what anybody says, Bengals and Browns, even regardless of how bad Cleveland has been, you never ever count the Browns out when they're playing the Bengals, because they have always found the way to make that game competitive.
But my thoughts on that is, coming off a bye week, I think that's where the Browns actually get their first win of the season.
That's what I'm saying. So let's look at it then. Let's say if they lost this game and then lost to the Browns. So now you're 3-6-1. That means you have to go 8-7-1. Well, you have to go 8-6-1. Well, 9-6-1. And you got to play the Ravens twice. You got to play the Steelers. You got to play the Eagles, the Bills.
They got a rough schedule ahead of them.
They have to win this game. It's not a choice. If they lose this game, they're not making the playoffs. And then we can start talking about firing Marvin Lewis. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, let's be real about it. At that point, they can't lose this game. They just can't. They're gonna have a hard time with this game though, because who the fuck is gonna stop Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yeah, Pac-Man Jones has been injured all season. So.
Yeah. Who's gonna stop him?
Something I want to get into real quick is what happened yesterday. You had your top 4 teams. You had Alabama, Michigan, Clemson, Washington. Alabama handled business. Michigan, Clemson, Washington, all lost.
Oh yeah, the fuckery is gonna be real when these when the polls come out today, right? Is it today?
They come out Tuesday for the football playoffs.
The playoffs, but I mean for the top 25.
Yeah, I'm looking at Alabama number 1.
Oh, of course.
Ohio State number 2.
Yeah.
Louisville number 3.
Yeah.
And sliding in that 4th spot, I got to put Michigan there.
Yeah, because out of all the losses, their loss was the closest, and they actually lost to a team with a winning record.
Yeah, but they're still unranked.
Yeah, but it's Iowa. When you look at when we're talking about those type of losses, you have to look at who they lost to and how competitive they were.
Yeah, but Washington lost to USC. That's always a tough game for Washington.
Yeah, but it's not like they got their ass whooped.
No, they lost by a touchdown.
Yeah, but what you call only lost by a point.
Yeah.
So you can look at that and be like, well, they lost to Iowa, who's not ranked, but they lost by a point. And Iowa's still a tough team. They play well. So I would definitely give Michigan the number 4 spot, like you said.
But who this helped the most is Louisville.
Oh, yeah.
Because the only game they lost was to Clemson, which was a classic between 2 quarterbacks who are just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Louisville benefits the most. But here's another thought that you got to consider. Michigan's loss actually, and when it comes to the playoff wise, actually hurts Ohio State.
Why is that?
I'll explain to you in a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see. I was reading this article today. It has something to do with the fact that where is it at? Oh, here we go. Because here's the thing: if Michigan, let's say if Michigan beats Ohio State, okay? Or no, actually, let me rephrase that. Let's say if Ohio State wins out and actually beats Michigan. Let's say Michigan doesn't recover and don't make it to the playoffs. Okay? It hurts their cause because of the way that the schedule has been drawn out. Because now you'll end up having 2 really good 2 teams from the Big Ten. And Penn State is projected to win out. What with Penn State, bro?
Hey, they passed the whole fucking all the controversy of the child rape.
And now they're a 1-loss team, right? They've only one loss.
And they beat Ohio State.
Yeah. So imagine, so now it could happen that Penn State ends up the Big Ten champion without even having to play Michigan. Ain't that something? So then Ohio State won't win the Big Ten championship. And remember how much that they said that winning your conference championship means a lot when it comes playoff time.
You know what, dude? You got a point, but is Penn State still on punishment through the NCAA for the Paterno shit?
No, they got left out. They got left out.
Okay, so
they're good this year. They're good this year.
It's going to be really interesting.
Because look at this. If Ohio State wins out, this will go. So if Ohio State wins out, let's say they beat Michigan. They'll be 11-1. Wisconsin will come in and play in the Big Ten championship over Penn State because of the way that division goes.
And you know what? Penn State would beat that Wisconsin team.
Yeah. So it's an interesting scenario. And would you be really bold as the NCAA to say, oh, you didn't win the playoff, you didn't win your conference championship, but we're going to put you in the playoff anyway. That would literally go against everything that they've advertised and said that what was going to happen.
Well, you know what I think hurts everybody in the college football playoff except for Alabama right now?
Yeah.
The fact that for some goddamn reason, even though they got 2 losses, Oklahoma is being projected as being in the top 4.
Oh, boy.
And you know it's because of Bob Stoops.
Of course.
Oklahoma as a school.
Yeah.
All right, so what is your bold prediction for this week in the NFL?
I think that Jay Cutler this week is going to go for 400-plus yards, 0 interceptions, about 4 or 5 touchdowns. In a loss. He's playing for a contract. Jay Cutler is going to is trying to play for millions, and he's going to make it so that you can't blame Chicago and how they've been on Jay Cutler, because if they lose to Tampa, and he performs well, it's no longer a Jay Cutler problem. It's the Chicago Bears as a team problem.
Since this is bold prediction time, I'm going to put a smile on your face, my friend.
Okay.
A smile on your face. My bold prediction this week is, God help me, the San Francisco 49ers get their 2nd win of the season.
Yes.
Y'all bullshitting. Damn. No, actually, no, I'm just fucking with you. No, I think the 49ers are going to equal out in Arizona somehow, some way. Yes, on my weekly picks with Sunset Station, I picked the Arizona Cardinals. But, yeah, I think the 49ers are going to equal out somehow.
I hope so. Colin Kaepernick needs a win to get his confidence back up again. I think this team needs a win to get their confidence back up again, that they can actually beat some fucking competition.
Well, the issue is they're not playing for the number 1 draft pick. They're playing for the number 2 draft pick because we all know Cleveland's going to get number 1.
True. But if fucking Hugh Jackson gets fired, is the direction going to be the same where they're going to try and draft another franchise quarterback?
I don't think they're going quarterback this year. I think they're actually going to go wide receiver.
If they wanted to go wide receiver, they shouldn't have got rid of Travis Benjamin. They're idiots for doing so. I don't know why Cleveland did that.
Because they're the Cleveland Browns. They are the what was that? The factory of sadness.
The factory of sadness. Cleveland Brown fans, I'm sorry. At least you have.
At least you got LeBron. Well, that wraps up this episode of the NFL. We will be back Tuesday night with our reactions to what happened today, so we can see how wrong we were.
And you can call us out on it in the comments too. We don't mind. We don't mind being wrong, and we don't mind being called out for being wrong. Nope. Just make sure you respect us when we're right.
Hit the dislike button. I don't give a shit. Yo. But I am your boy Big Syn. That is the homie J-Blaq.
And make sure to hit that subscribe button. I told you. Best NFL show on Sunday. Period. Better than Fox, better than CBS, and better than NFL Network, better than ESPN. We do it better. You know why? Because we keep it 100. That's right.
Yeah. And I just want to end this show by saying, fuck Roger Goodell. And Go New England.